Time for another edition of Reeve on the Radio on CFAM Radio 950. We're joined by Don Wiebe. Of course, Don is the Reeve for the municipality of Rhineland. And we want to start this morning, Don, by talking about 2025 budget prep because you, council, and staff, you've been into that for quite a while now.
Yes, we have. And right after the planning meeting, the Finance Committee and administration have been working on a draft budget for 2025. Now, the 2025 budget has a unique set of circumstances. First, this is a reassessment year, and generally speaking, assessments are up between 11 and 13% right across property classifications. And secondly, Council has decided that to support the Pembina Valley Water Corp capital injection toward a dependable supply of water should be placed on taxes. And third, the increase in operating costs are expected to be in around 4%. As part of this process, we're going to have a budget information session, and that is slated for the March 19th at 6:30 at the Rhineland Municipal Office.
We wanted to talk about Council's recent meeting with the Minister of MTI being Manitoba Transportation and Infrastructure, and I know this is something that you have been working on for quite some time.
Yes, we have, and this is a follow-up from the AMM convention in November. We had booked a session with the Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure, and so this is a follow-up because she was oversubscribed at that conference. So at this meeting, members of Council have had the opportunity to underline our concerns with respect to maintenance of provincial drains. Heavy summer rains resulted in local flooding, and producers in the area experienced significant crop loss. Improved drainage would certainly help to mitigate this crop loss. And this discussion focused this year particularly on the South Buffalo and the Rosenheim drains. And when the topics of bridges and crossings came, we were pleased to hear that low-level crossings are still under consideration. And finally, it also confirmed that the department would be looking at safety concerns with respect to that 201 and 306 intersection.
Certainly some good news for the municipality of Rhineland and town of Altona in recent weeks when word of a follow-up program for the Rural Northern Immigration Project, RCIP, was announced specifically that the two municipalities will be in this new project.
Yes, we're very pleased with that because after the RNIP program, all indications were that this was a very successful program. The number of people who came here was significant. It was interrupted a bit by COVID. But as this program was reviewed, we're pleased to hear that the program is continuing. There's some changes to it. The Rural Community Immigration Program, now known as RCIP, will again be an employer-driven program where local businesses can find the expertise to fill positions where local expertise is not available. And we're still waiting for the administrative details to follow the implementation of this program.
And you had one other local initiative that you wanted to touch on as well.
It was on today's meeting, actually, but we finally got approval to allow to process a request for proposal to develop an access plan for Highway 30 between Altona and Rhineland. Now, this access plan is intended to provide a template for economic development in this fringe area. So we're very pleased that that's happening, and it will also address the safety and operational concerns along Highway 30. So we're very pleased about that.
And we'll wrap up in closing today talking about the weather because everybody has been talking about the cold recently, Don.
February is supposed to be the border month between winter and spring. And after the last 2 weeks of really cold weather, all I can say is, think spring.
Don Wiebe, he's the Reeve, Municipality of Rhineland, joining us this morning for Reeve on the Radio. Of course, you can have another listen to the conversation on the Pembina Valley online app.